Here we are for my second episode of What Kind of Asian Are You? The conversation. And I'm very excited to be chatting with my guest today. She is a choreographer, a dancer, a model. You may have seen her plastered across the side of a building or on a billboard. Please welcome Alyson Van. What kind of Asian are you, Alyson?
I am Taiwanese Chinese. Usually somebody will ask me this question and they'll really find the most kind of incorrect way to go about it. And if it's somebody who I actually know is a thoughtful person and isn't just trying to make me an outsider from the start,
Right.
I'll go into how it's, my parents were born in Taiwan, their parents were born in China, my grandparents moved to Taiwan because of the Civil War, and that's that on the ethnic side. Beyond ethnicity, I'm like trying to be the loud one, trying to be the one that stands up for myself for once. Yeah.
Especially being older, much older than you. I could be your mother. I've always admired that, looking back when I was in my 20s, it's like, it's a blur, but I definitely didn't have that sense of self, which is something I'm learning to do. And it's very uncomfortable and it's very strange because I didn't think I was going to cry, but it really is this new thing that I'm discovering.
It's definitely a confluence of being Asian and being a woman, but
yes, and there is
that combo.
That's exactly what I've been thinking about today, with the news of what happened yesterday in Atlanta.
Right. Yeah.
And there is such a struggle with shame because of our sort of cultural traditions and maybe cultural traditions and norms versus Western stereotypes and ideas that have been put upon Asian women. Well, how did you start doing what you're doing?
My mom put my sister and I both in a dance studio when we were tiny, and it stuck for me.
I was talking to my sister about some stuff, and we were kind of rehashing memories of how we felt growing up. Her memories of her childhood are sort of more emotional than mine. I'm kind of breaking it down now because I feel like I had a veneer put up. Dance definitely was like my superpower.
I definitely think being a dancer was my identity. That was before being Asian or being female. That was it.
I have struggled as I got older in the business of being an Asian woman in the business. I definitely had things happen. And so when I got older, it was more difficult, or I had things that didn't sit right with me. And so I wonder, your experience, being a young woman in the business as a dancer, how do you feel about fetishization and being, exoticized? And do you feel that, or is that not so much present for you?
Yeah. Well, I know it definitely is there. I think I've just blocked it out.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the best that I've been able to do is just really sticking up for myself in as many of those troublesome scenarios as 1 week on set can be. So I think right now my victories of representing myself and doing right by myself, they're smaller. Right now they're just little resolutions in my day-to-day where this shit gets racism and sexism flies in my face many, many times.
Mm-hmm. How has your ethnicity influenced who you are today? How do you feel like it presents itself today?
I always get asked what kind of Asian I am right off the start. Like, I just worked a job. It happens again. I was like, hi, said hi to my makeup artist. And immediately she said, oh, wow, I really love your features. She was white. I really love your features. Where are you from? Yes, there's like intentional malice. I obviously don't think anybody who usually asks that question in this context on set or whatever, when they're trying to get to know you, they aren't intentionally trying to be malicious, but there is so much malice in that question, you know? It's like right off the bat, I was born here just like you.
Right.
Why are you asking me that right away?
Right. You don't even know me, girl.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
You just asked my name. That's the first question. Are you serious?
I'm laughing because the alternative is to be like, either,
hey, where are you from? Like,
yeah.
What's your name?
Oh my
How long you been dancing?
Yeah.
Man, this drive this morning sucked, right? You're like, literally anything.
What is your first experience or an experience of racism that you would like to share today?
One, like a very obvious, just stupid story comes to mind, which was in high school. My freshman year boyfriend, a white guy. We were at a party and just like snuggled up on the couch, and it was just like one of those things where you're just looking into each other's eyes and you just think, oh man, maybe he's just gonna say something really fucking nice to me right now, you know, like he really likes me, we've been dating for some time, this might be the moment. And then he reaches over and he pulls my eyes together right here and then says, oh, this is what you would look like if you were white. I was not prepared in that moment to process what that meant. But honestly, before that, the worst thing was just constantly feeling inherently less attractive for being Asian. And I think, I don't even know, I'm assuming that came from media. I'm assuming it came from all these other things. Just like constantly being told that I was pretty for an Asian girl, or other classifications that would keep me within Asian and not within the broader spectrum of just being a person in the world.
What is your favorite childhood meal? What was or is?
Oh, bro. Okay. There's a restaurant in Irvine called A&J Restaurant. Mm-hmm. So good. We would always get Hongsang Neuro Mian, which is like the beef noodle soup.
Okay. And
Tom Yo Bing, which is their scallion pancake. They don't do it the best, but for some reason we would always get it, so it's part of the memory. And Jian Jiao, which is like pot stickers. The instant joy because it's like food number one.
Yeah, number one. Yeah, takes you back to your roots. Would there be something you would tell little Alyson now that you're big Alyson?
I think little Alyson would need to know what is right and what is wrong. And then she would need a map to be courageous and sticking up for herself and setting those boundaries when they're trying to be, pushed right through. I mean, God, what do you say to somebody who thinks that they're completely worthless? It's like you just have to say every single part to tell them that they absolutely are not. Leaves to cry. Comes back.
Oh, Alyson.
Still crying.